manage this type of behaviour between siblings is to become a facilitator, rather than stepping in and taking away the full control of dealing with the situation from the children. This is because becoming a facilitator allows the parents to mediate the situation, which encourages the children to adopt and develop their skills in conflict resolution, which is important to encourage, as these skills are vital in supporting their journey through life's ups and downs. And here are a few tips in helping to achieve this positive outcome when dealing with sibling disputes in your household. Separation is a good method to begin with, especially when facilitating children's development of their own conflict resolution skills, as it allows them time to cool down and even reflect on their behaviours and how to deal with younger children such as toddlers. It is appropriate for parents to step in and take more of a key role in this in helping them reflect and even come up with a resolution, because they are not at a stage in their abilities and skills to be able to do this themselves. So it's important to help encourage the development of these skills before letting them to be able to do it themselves. Leading on from here, it's important to teach your children to negotiate and make compromises with their siblings during disputes. Now, a way of encouraging this type of behaviour is to get them to actually listen to each other and communicate clearly between one another instead of yelling and fighting. Make sure the communications are open and clear between the two. It's important for children to learn, as it allows each of the children a chance to speak and be heard and have their opinion voiced, and also allow them not to be judged by the other sibling, because there's open, free communication between the pairs. It is then you as a parent, especially with young children, to help come up with a resolution. As they get older, you can maybe step back during this step, but it is especially important when you're dealing with young children that you help with the resolution phase, because as I said before, they're not at the stage that they can make a fair judgment on what should happen in these situations. It is important to enforce and establish clear rules that are for all of your children. So this means making sure that all your rules fit all of your children, rather than having separate rules which kind of shows maybe favoritism or segregates your children. So it's best to have a set of rules that everyone has to follow. Also important to use these rules to reward good behaviour rather than always reprimanding misbehaviours. So take the chance to actually reward the good behaviours over punishing bad behaviours. That's always the key there. Don't play favourites. Even if one of your child is constantly getting into trouble, don't take sides and compare your children, because this just adds to sibling disputes, because it shows that you are favouring one's behaviour over the other. Just keep very neutral when dealing with these situations. There is no such thing as perfectly equal family. An older child will never really get to do more than a younger child, privilege-wise and responsibilities. Instead of trying to make everything equal, it's better to treat each of your children as a unique and special individual, rather than trying to make everything equal across the board, because it's not possible in the long run. Another important point is giving children the rights to own their own possessions. Now, sharing is important, but it is also important for children to have their own possessions that is theirs as well. In family meetings, it's very important to allow all members to talk to each other and to discuss arising problems in the family. It also gives each family member a platform to speak about anything that they're concerned with, and allows everyone to come up with a solution for all these problems as well, which allows all participants to feel like they're a part of the family workings and rules. Also, make sure to provide each of your children with separate attention time. So that means making sure that you put the time aside for each of your children, just so they feel like they're getting the attention that they deserve as well. It's important to seek advice from children paediatricians or mental health providers if this behaviour escalates from a point where a child is becoming emotionally and physically victimised, and you are finding it difficult to deal with, as this is important to do so to try and combat this behaviour.